Hi everyone, Heather here with the first episode of What's the 411 for 2024. Happy New Year. Today, I'm going to give you the 411 on the Ninja Blast. And that just means I'm going to tell you some things that you need to know but never thought to ask. And you know what? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with the monkey in the room. Because if you're looking at this, it should remind you of another portable blender, the BlendJet 2. And if you own a BlendJet 2, please stay till the end of this for a very important announcement. No joke here. Stay tuned. Very important. Now, um, let's unpack the Ninja Blast. Now, the Ninja Blast is made up of three parts. And if you notice, I've actually got some water in here because I'm going to do something that if you've been watching videos with me, I have never done before. I'm going to power this on, and I'm going to power it on for a very important reason. But we'll get to that. Three parts in the Ninja Blast. Your first part is your portable pop top lid. There you go. Then you have this beautiful fluted cup. It is an 18-ounce cup, and both the cup and the pop top lid are dishwasher safe. But if you are going to deep clean them in the dishwasher, do not use your dishwasher's heated dry cycle. Okay. And another way that you can clean it simply is to fill it with water and put a drop of your dishwashing liquid and then run a cycle and then rinse and then let it air dry. But I just want to let you know that if you do need to deep clean it, you can put it in the dishwasher. Now, the base here is your third piece, and it is not dishwasher safe. It is water resistant, but you should also not submerge it in liquid of any kind. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, another important aspect of this fluted cup is that it has measures printed on it, and it also has a minimum and maximum fill line. So to run this blender, you need at least 6 ounces of liquid, a minimum of 6 ounces. And then, although it's an 18-ounce cup, your max fill line is to your 16-ounce mark here. And that is because you need a place for, like, if for instance, if you're putting fruit or anything else in there that's going to be pulverized as it blends, you need a place for the liquid that's going to be created while you're blending to go. So Ninja's already figured that out for you. That's why they have minimum and maximum fill lines. Now, another important thing about the unit is that when you are putting it together, you want to make sure, I don't know if you can see here, but we'll go closer, but you'll see that you have arrows. You've got an arrow that's printed on your cup, and you've got an arrow at the bottom of your base here. You want to line those up because that's how you know that you have put your blast together correctly. Okay, so just make sure that those two arrows are lined up and you're good to go. Now, here's why I'm going to run this. This particular blender uses 12 different light functions to let you know of the status of your blender. And because there are so many, and because some of them flash, In case you are someone that has a sensitivity to light and particularly flashing lights, I want to be upfront and let you know that this one does have flashing lights, and I'm going to kind of illustrate one of them for you, and it's going to give you a good idea of the strength of the light and how it flashes so that you can kind of determine whether or not this is going to be a good blender for you or whether it's going to be one that would be not so good for you because it may trigger um, health problems that you may be dealing with. So I just wanted to let you know that up front. So we are going to go ahead and turn this on. But before I turn this on, let me just also tell you that you have a power button down here where my finger is. There you go. You see it? And then you have a start and stop button up here. Okay. And this power button has the typical Ninja nomenclature that if you own any Ninja product, the power button looks the same on every single product. And this is no exception. So you'll recognize this as a power button. But if you're brand new to Ninja, this is your power button. Okay. This is your start and stop cycle button. Okay. In addition, before we run it, your portable blast blender has a lithium ion battery that's chargeable, and you do get a USB-C cable to charge it, and you want to charge it for a full 2 hours right out of the box before using it. Okay. And you also get a owner's manual as well as a quick start guide that also goes over how to assemble it, just as I've kind of shared with you. Now, what you'll notice that's a little different, and I've kind of been saying this in all of my other videos, is that for the first time, for a Ninja product, at least that I have, you do not have a recipe book. And as I said before, it's because it's becoming very expensive to make them. So a lot of manufacturers are cutting down on doing that. So for the Ninja Blast, you do have in both your owner's manual and quick user guide 3 little recipes to get you started, but there's no separate recipe book included. Okay, so I just want to let you know that up front. Now, each blend cycle is about 30 seconds. And now I am ready to go ahead and fire on this baby so that you can see the light features. And we're just gonna, I'm just gonna display one because one is going to show you the level of light and flash. It's going to, although it may change, it's not going to change in its intensity. So if you are light sensitive, if you can handle what I'm about to show you, then this will be a good blender for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and power it on. And you'll notice now that a purple light is flashing. And now it is solid. Okay, so that flashing light means that your blender is preparing to blend. When it turns solid, it's letting you know that it's now ready. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on. And there you go. And you can also see it's not too loud, but it's going to run for about 30 seconds. And you can stop it at any time. But I also wanted you to see that as it's going, you have, it's flashing. And it has stopped at 30 seconds. So if you can handle that level of light, this will be good for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. So in addition to your flashing purple light and then your solid light, again, your flashing purple lets you know that it is getting ready to blend. When it's a solid purple light, it is ready to blend. And again, it's a 30-second cycle. And if you need an additional 30 seconds, you can just press start again and it'll go through the cycle again. If you see a flashing white light, your flashing white light indicates your base and cup are not properly aligned. Because remember, in the back here, you have these two arrows. These two arrows need to be lined up. If they're not lined up properly, it will flash white and let you know that, hey, something's wrong, fix me. Okay. So if you have a flashing orange light, that indicates that the blender's blades are blocked. So that means you need to move around contents that are in your cup to unblock those blades. A solid yellow light means that your blender's battery is low. So you may want to go ahead and use your USB and charge it. If you have a solid red, it means that your blender definitely needs a charge. So you have no choice here. It's like yellow lets you know, hey, I'm a little low here. Red means, hey, charge me. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Keep this handy dandy USB with you. A solid green light means that your blender is fully charged and ready to go. If you have an orange light that is moving clockwise, it indicates that your blender has gotten too hot and needs to cool down. So you need to allow it to sit for about 15 minutes before running it again. Okay, so if you've got an orange light that's moving clockwise across here, it's letting you know, hey, I'm a little too hot. So just give it about 15 minutes before blending again. Okay, so told you there's a lot of lights here. So if you have a flashing red and blue light, it indicates a problem with your USB-C cable, okay? So it's letting you know, hey, there's something wrong with your cable. And you may need to replace it. So if you see a flashing red or blue light, flashing red and blue light, I should say, it's letting you know, hey, there's something wrong with your USB. So you need to unplug it and replace your USB cable. Okay. If you have flashing white and red lights while you're charging, definitely unplug it, and you need to call Ninja's customer service because that's an indication that there may be something going on with the mechanism of your actual blender itself. Also, if you have a flashing red light at the bottom, top, and left while blending, you also need to unplug your blender immediately and call Ninja's customer service because that's another indicator that there may be something wrong with your mechanism. Okay, so I really love that Ninja goes that far and lets you know what is going on or what may be going on with your blender. So I wanted to take this time and go through all of those. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, there's also a method to getting the perfect blend, and that is in how you actually put in your ingredients, because there is a method to doing it. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to add your liquids first. And again, there's a minimum amount of liquid, and that's 6 ounces, and a maximum amount of liquid, that's 16 ounces. Okay, because remember, you need the extra 2 ounces for whatever you're blending to expand and have a place to go. Okay, so you want to add your liquid first, at least to the minimum liquid line, so at least 6 ounces. Okay, and then any fresh fruits that you're going to be using in your blend, you want to add them next. Okay, then if you're going to be using any leafy greens, like if you're going to be doing a green drink and you want to add, lettuce, spinach, any leafy green vegetables, add those next. And then the next is if you are going to be adding any powder, like if you're doing a protein drink and you want to add a protein powder, you want to add your protein powder or any powdered aspect of your blend. So any powder, protein, Crystal Light, whatever you're going to be blending, if it's in a powder form, that's when you're going to add it. And then you're going to add any other dry or sticky ingredients like nuts, nut butters. So along with your powder, if you're also going to be adding any nut butters or nuts or other dry goods to your blend, add that with your powder. And then finally, add any frozen ingredients, like if you're going to be adding ice or maybe a scoop of ice cream, anything frozen, you're going to add last. Okay. Now, another caveat that you need to know is you do not want to blend any hot ingredients or any carbonated or fizzy ingredients in this blender. Okay. So keep that in mind. You also want to store your blender upright and fully assembled. Okay. Now, that actually is the 411 on the Ninja Blast. So, here's what you need to know about the BlendJet 2 if you own one. And the reason why I wanted to wait until the end, because if you are in my situation, this little blender may be a good alternative for you. And yes, that should give you pause, because what I'm about to say is that the BlendJet 2, I should say certain BlendJet 2s, have been recalled by BlendJet. So, if you are in my situation and your blender is has been recalled, you really want to pay attention to this. And I know what the first question is. You're like, Heather, well, how do I know if my BlendJet 2 blender has been recalled? What you want to do is, if you own a BlendJet, you want to look at the bottom of your base. And if you're looking at the bottom of your base for your BlendJet 2 serial number, okay? And if your serial number begins with 5543, and I just want to make sure I got that right. 5543 or greater, then your BlendJet 2 is fine and it's not subject to the recall. But if you're like me and your BlendJet 2 blender has a serial number that is lower than 5543, it doesn't begin with those two numbers, then your BlendJet 2 has been recalled and you need to stop using it immediately. Okay. Now, if you're in the situation like me, you can contact BlendJet directly, and you can go to their website, www.blendjet.com, and click on recall information, and it's at the top of their page. Or you can go directly to www.blendjet.com/safety and recall, or call them directly at 844-334-0562. And that's from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Okay, because they're going to tell you how you can register to get a brand new base. Um, because what they discovered is if you have uh, an older serial number like I did, they've discovered that your base can possibly overheat, catch fire, and the actual blades can break off, causing a further hazard. So if you are a BlendJet 2 owner and you're watching this video, do check the bottom of your BlendJet 2's base, and definitely contact BlendJet and register for a replacement. Now, the reason why, even though I love my BlendJet 2, I have now this Ninja Blast, is because I did that. I actually registered with BlendJet. Um, and then unfortunately, they contacted me and said there's going to be delay in a replacement of my blender. So I was in a pickle because my BlendJet was very important to me for a healthcare regimen. Just wanted to be healthy, and making shakes and being able to make shakes on the go was very important to that, and I didn't want to slip back. So I needed a quick replacement because BlendJet was unable to tell me exactly when I would get my replacement blender. So I found this Ninja Blast, and it's fabulous. And it's, like I said in the opening, it is works very similarly and has a lot of the same functions that the BlendJet 2 did. So if you're in my situation and you need a quick replacement because your BlendJet, like me, was part of a healthcare wellness regimen, this is a great blender for you. If you are in the market for a portable blender, this is fabulous, because it was able to step right in for me and haven't had a problem. So I hope that this information has been helpful to you. And if it has, please like and subscribe, because by you liking and subscribing, it lets YouTube know that you like my content. It also helps me support my family. And so I really appreciate it. And all of you that have discovered the channel and taken time to do just that, to like and subscribe and to write me great questions and comments, I surely appreciate it. So thank you for watching.